Good afternoon, everyone. So the first item of business, we need to seek election of the chair. So Councillor Harrington has sent her apologies. And yeah, we just need to elect a chair for the duration of the meeting. Are members agreeable for Councillor Cohen to chair for the duration of the meeting?
I'll propose that.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We note Norma's apologies and we wish Tom a speedy recovery. I know we all would want to join in that. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this first meeting of this municipal year of the Outer North East Community Committee. My name is Councillor Dan Cohen from the Alwoodley Ward, and with your gracious consent, I will be chairing this evening's meeting. The Outer North East Community Committee is the committee that covers Alwoodley, Harewood and Wetherby wards, and is where ward councillors have an opportunity to discuss and make decisions about services and priorities for the local area and consider funding opportunities for local community projects and for youth activities. Can we say a special welcome this evening to Councillor Stables and Councillor Lynn Buckley on their first meetings as members of the Outer North East Community Committee. Welcome to you both. And it will be entirely inappropriate for me not to thank Linda Richards for her years of service and of course Councillor Peter Harrand, who served as one of the Alwoodley councillors and North Ward councillors and Roundhay councillors before that, and gave the city many years of service, including on executive board, and whose contributions to the city are significant and voluminous. So thanks to both of them. Could we go around the room, please, to my left and introduce ourselves?
Hello, everyone. My name's Carl Inchliff. I'm from the communities team.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Councillor Alan Lamb, one of the Wetherby ward councillors.
Good evening, Neil Buckley. I'm one of the Alwoodley councillors.
Matthew Robinson, Harewood ward councillor.
Councillor Lynn Buckley, Alwoodley ward.
Ryan Stevenson, councillor for Harewood ward.
Councillor Sam Firth, also for the Harewood ward.
Councillor Penny Stables from Wetherby ward.
Gail Bowen. I'm only a parish councillor, so I'm not even sure I'm at the right meeting.
We'll find out soon.
All right, okay.
Andrew Birkbecker, also of the communities team, but I'm definitely at the right meeting.
Good evening, Toby Russell, clerk to the committee.
And I'm still Councillor Dan Cohen. Thank you. We'll find out. I always wonder whether I'm quite in the right place. You're in good company there. Could I ask you to, Toby, to take us through items 1 to 5?
Thank you, Chair. Under agenda item number 1, there are no appeals against the refusal of inspection of documents. Under item number 2, there are no items which would require the exclusion of the press and the public. Under item number 3, there are no formal late items, but supplementary information was circulated to members in relation to item 9, which is the finance report. And under agenda item number 4, apologies for absence have been received from Councillor Harrington, with Councillor Cohen taking the chair. And under agenda item number 5, can I ask members to declare any interest they may have? No, thank you, Chair.
So item 6 is the open forum. At the chair's discretion, we have up to 10 minutes at the beginning of the meeting for members of the public to make representations or ask questions on matters within the terms of reference of our area committee. Members of the public are able to speak for up to 3 minutes, save by permission of the chair. Does anybody wish to raise anything under the open forum? No.
It's very pedantic, but it should say community committee.
This is exactly correct. I blame the script. It's a community committee, not an area committee. I was just checking. That was just checking you were paying attention, Councillor Lamb. Well done. You can have a gold star. But everything else was perfect. Councillor Buckley, Lynn.
Yes, can I just mention something? It's only a small point, but before the meeting, I asked
twice for copies of the minutes and the agenda, and nothing was received. So I would be grateful if it could be noted that next time I do actually receive a paper copy in plenty of time, because I had to read my husband's, and it's not really ideal if you want to make notes. Also, councillors, I'm just down as Buckley, not L Buckley, so I wonder if that could be altered, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Lynn Buckley. So yeah, I don't, not to place the blame on someone else, I didn't actually send this agenda out, but I think the problem with you receiving a paper copy, I think the full pack went out to members on the Friday, and then I don't think your request was made till the Monday or something like that. And then yeah, even by Saturday.
Next time we'll make sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely make sure we get. I did drop one off at the group office earlier.
Just make a point there that I did write in plenty of time asking for a copy and was sure I would get it. The group office then rang and asked, and they assured that there would be a copy there for me on Friday, and there wasn't. So I just want to make clear that hope that I do get a copy next time.
Okay,
thank you.
That you didn't receive one. Thank you. I'll make sure you get one next time.
And Councillor Lynn made the point as well. Can we please make sure there's an initial in front? It's really, I saw it wasn't best. It's not massively respectful. Cool. Thank you. Okay. Nobody's raising anything under open forum. Then we will move to item 7, minutes of the meeting held on the 13th of March 2023. If you can cast your minds back. Can we, let's just go through page by page like we normally would. So we'll start at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Thank you, Councillor Buckley.
It's a point which is a bit odd, actually. In the first paragraph at the top of page 13, it refers to e-bikes and says, although illegal to use on highways. And I had a briefing on e-bikes the other day, and she assured me that they're illegal to use them on the pavements. So if you can't use them on the highways and you can't use them on the pavements, where can you use them?
On private land only.
Well, that's interesting, as the city's going to have an e-bike scheme. So I should be looking into this.
My understanding that's just e-scooters. E-bikes are perfectly legal. It's e-scooters that are illegal currently on the highway. Yeah, e-bikes are perfectly legal.
Just say, I think what we need to do is get a proper detailed answer from officers. My understanding is the same as yours, but let's get a proper answer from officers on that point, please. Councillor Robinson.
Thanks, Chair. Page 13, the third bullet point down, we'd asked for some clarity on funding and where funding had gone from that. I think it was a couple of months ago, so you'll forgive my memory failing me a little, but we asked for further information on a number of pieces from officers. I might be wrong, but I'm yet to receive anything from that discussion. I don't know if any of the rest of the panel have, or if things have gone to officers.
Well, I've certainly had nothing, and you're absolutely correct that it was raised and requested. Can we re-request, please, and can we ensure we have it within the next few days?
Yeah. If I may, obviously we are making funding arrangements on the basis of some of this information that officers are sharing. My worry with highways is that there's a real risk of double dipping here going on, and that the budget discussions decisions being made and we end up sort of piecing the budget together afterwards. So I think if officers can stress that to highways, because there's probably no safer matter in the city than road safety. So I'm really keen that we get this sorted and the data that we asked for resolved quite quickly.
I think that's been noted loud and clear, Councillor Robinson, and we'll ensure that that is properly communicated. Thank you. Anything else on page 13 before I move on? 14, 15, and finally 16. Councillor Robinson.
I'm going to defer slightly to Councillor Firth on this because he might know the exact details. But I was very pleased to note that one of the alumni of Shadwell Tennis Club, who had perhaps benefited from tea time tennis in the past, was a quarter finalist in the doubles at Wimbledon that was there. And just going to show that this sort of investment in youth activity really works, delivering on the highest possible level.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, having gone through those minutes, can somebody propose them as a correct record? Thank you, Councillor Robinson. Are all happy with that? Thank you very much. We've taken matters arising as we went through. Takes us to item 9, finance report. Carl, could you speak to that, please?
Thank you, Chair. So as this is the first meeting of the municipal year, if I could just ask the committee to review its conditions for taking delegated decisions outside a formal committee meeting. Paragraph 14 stipulates the decisions that have been agreed previously by the Outer North East Committee. Just to be mindful of the fact that this only refers to decisions that are taken outside those formal meetings. And as it states, all 3 ward members have to be in agreement for a delegated decision to be passed. So if I could just ask elected members to review those conditions as they currently stand, please.
I propose that we carry on as we did before, Chair.
Indeed, seeing no reason to change at all. Everybody satisfied with that? Yeah, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So if I can move on to the wellbeing budget position for this financial year. So the total revenue budget approved was £47,460. The carry forward figure was £91,178.73. That includes underspends from project completed in 22-23. £29,598.76 represents wellbeing allocated to projects in 2022-23, but not yet completed. And that gives a total revenue funding available to the committee of £109,039.97. And then if I can refer the committee to table 1. Table 1 gives the specific breakdown for each of the individual wards. So Alwoodley, we've got £24,841.65. Harewood, we've currently got £26,684.19. But there's reference to the fact that the actual balance for that ward will increase to just over 33,000, and that's as a result of a pending project being closed down in the near future. And Wetherby, we've got just under 54,000, so 53,969.13.
Everybody noted all of that. Everybody happy with that split? Okay.
Okay, so if I can move the committee on to the wellbeing projects for consideration and approval. There's quite a large amount of projects that are due to be considered by the committee. This also includes ring fences. I'd just like to draw attention to the fact that these projects have previously been discussed with elected members. I'm more than happy to go through each of these individual projects. If not, it's just a case of ratifying these through elected members and the committee itself.
Colleagues? I'm in your hands.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, Alwoodley is okay.
Okay. Just so press for them. Okay. In favour? Against? Okay, thank you. Abstentions?
Thank you, Chair. So paragraph 36 just talks the committee through the delegated decisions that have been taken since the last committee meeting on the 13th of March. There's been 3 projects that have been approved. through that delegated decision notification process. So we've got Alwoodley Road Safety, we've got Leeds Rhino Summer Camps, and we've got the Holiday Activity Fund. And then if we move on to declined projects, just one that has been declined since the last meeting on the 13th of March. This is the YAF project. The project title is Danson. And then we move on to the YAF budget position for this financial year. So the total available for spend in the Outer North East Committee area. So this includes the previous carry forward figure. It's just over 47,000. So £47,171.40. The committee is asked to note that a total of £17,810 has been allocated to projects. Those projects are currently listed in table 2. And this means that there's a remaining balance of £29,361.40. And as I said, we've got a list in table 2, but the ward allocation as it currently stands, Alwoodley, we've got £8,887.80. Harewood, we've got £16,209.63. But once again, that will increase as a result of the project being closed down and the underspend going back into that ward pot. And then in terms of the Wetherby, we've got £4,177.97. And then if I can move the committee on to the YAF projects for consideration and approval, this includes the supplementary item within the finance paper. There's 3 projects that we'd like the committee to consider. And once again, these are being discussed at a ward-based level with elected members. More than happy to go through them individually, but if not, it's just a case of ratifying these through the committee.
In terms of the additional item for Alwoodley, I don't want to make a decision on that today. I'd like to discuss that with ward colleagues. I certainly wouldn't be looking to fund it for summer, and given that the next 2 are later into the year, we can look at it in a bit more depth. But we've got a range of activities happening over summer, so there'll be duplication. So that's for Alwoodley. My colleagues may take a different view, but that's my suggestion vis-a-vis the additional item for Alwoodley, that we defer that for now and consider it for we consider it later in the year when we can look at the October to November and the February piece. Right, Councillor Stevenson.
Many apologies, Chair. I've just spotted that. Can you just, for the record, note that in respect of 41, I have previously declared an interest and therefore will remove myself from any vote on this matter in respect of 41.
Thank you, Councillor Stevenson. So with that, we'll take, there's only 3, so I suggest we take them individually, just because obviously there's a bit of a different approach on this. 41, which is the Jubilee Games. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Thank you. That's carried. Item 42, Tempo FM, Radio Academy. Those in favour? Those against? Actually, it was unanimous, so I don't need to do with the rest of it. Thank you. Then the additional item in terms of the Moore Allerton Place scheme, the proposal is to defer that for the moment. That's my proposal. Those in favour? Against? Abstentions? Thank you. So that will be deferred. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Capital budget.
Okay, so paragraph 43 explains the available capital budget to the Outer North East Committee. So currently there's a capital budget of £31,995, but also 1 pence added to that. There's been a slight increase since the last committee meeting in March. and that's as a result of an injection of 3,800. So in terms of the ward allocation, Alwoodley, we've got £12,320.37. Harewood, we've got £10,854.32. And the Wetherby ward, we've got £8,820.32. And then paragraph 53 at the end of the report is the recommendations. Members are asked to make a decision on and note bullet points A to H, please.
Subject to the votes that we took during the meeting. Everybody happy with those? Yeah. Okay. All in favour? Let's be formal about this. That's like anyone against? Abstentions? Okay, thank you. Keep turning my microphone off, forgetting it's me that's doing this. That then moves us to item 10, youth activity consultation report. Obviously, we've all read the report. Carl, anything you want to specifically say?
The only thing I would like to draw the committee's attention to, Chair, is the number of responses in terms of the consultation that was done with young people last year. So across the Outer North East Committee area, there was 85 responses. So that was as a result of the online consultation that was circulated far and wide. That was also as a result of the previous officer going to the Breeze events and doing that consultation with young people. And the ask really of the committee is that they use this consultation with young people to inform the way that they spend their delegated budget in terms of YAF. Obviously, the budget is delegated to the committee. It's entirely up to them. But that's the ask of the report, Chair.
Thank you. Before I because I would add to this, I actually did a consultation separately. So I go around most of the school councils within the Alwoodley ward. So I thought I'd be controversial and ask the people elected by pupils what they thought we should spend money on. And interestingly, we had sports activities that came out top, outdoor adventure, but actually we had at number 3, and frankly it was pretty much joint with number 2, was drama. They wanted to see performance opportunities. So I just mentioned that by way of number. I think I spoke to just over 100 young people over the course of, not saying I beat your 85, but we did. So I thought that was, and so in Alwoodley, for example, we've referenced that by doing the project with Leeds Rhinos over summer, which is sports activities outdoors, but we also run the drama camp through the summer holidays as well. So I think you're right. It's really important we listen to young people. I also think as ward members, we sometimes get a slightly more unique opportunity to go to the very, very font of opinion on young people. Sometimes the way we do the consultations is limited by the way we do it. That's not a criticism. It's really difficult to sometimes get feedback from young people. If you've got the opportunity to be sat in front of them, obviously it's somewhat easier. Colleagues, anything on this at all?
Just to say about the 85 number, it's a very small number, isn't it? You know, I don't know how many young people there are across the region, but it's a very small number, and it's a pity that we couldn't get more than that, really.
Councillor Lamb.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, I think we have to do better on that engagement, given the opportunities we got. But pre-COVID, we did a number of times in Wetherby some sessions directly with young people. We had more than 85 at those sessions for engagement. We've got more than 100 every day at our summer sports camps. There's 50 plus at every youth group on a Tuesday, Friday. That's just one ward, and I think we probably need to put our heads together and think how we can better engage with children and young people, because 85, we should listen to their concerns and suggestions, because they've taken the time to respond. But I think we need to really make a big effort this year to do better than that.
Sure.
Just in terms of what the chair has said about elected members going out to those individual schools and having those conversations, I'm just wondering if we can link in with elected members over the course of the next municipal year in terms of doing some of that engagement and consultation with young people. And I think if we can take that approach, that will certainly increase those numbers quite significantly.
Yeah, I think obviously we've got a young person's champion. I think there's a piece of work to do, isn't there, to make sure we really drill down onto that this year. I think that's something we can really prioritise. Councillor Firth.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to ask, from the responses that we did get, in terms of looking at the age range in which those young people or children were responding, do you have any further meat on the bone you can provide?
I'll be able to certainly get the committee that information, Councillor Firth. I mean, in terms of the specific age range, the YAF budget is delegated to the committee, so we're only looking at a very specific age range in terms of young people. So it's 8 to 17 that we're looking at. I mean, in terms of the consultation that has been done, we can get some further breakdown of specific ages, but we're looking particularly between those two age range.
Thank you. No, thank you for that answer, Carl. I think the real thing about it is the fact of trying to understand what different parts of our community want, and also, more importantly, to ensure that we're not missing out on certain parts of the community that may have a different opinion, because there's certainly a big age range between the ages of 8 and 17. Thank you.
There's also something, isn't there, about trying to make sure we're speaking to those parts of the community that are hard to reach. The parts of the community that, so even when I'm speaking to school councils, you know, there are those young people who just don't want to be on school council. Well, actually, I want to speak to them. It's different. I'm in schools a lot, delivering lessons and things. It's, you know, you don't let a child sit in a class and not speak. So it's how we get to those voices. So I think there's a real piece of work there for us. Yeah, please.
Just another thought as well as engaging with schools, we could also engage with Cub Scouts, guides, Brownies and guides as well. And I'm certainly happy to get involved on that side of it from our ward.
I think it's widening out. It's schools for the formal stuff, but it's all of the informal settings. So youth clubs, the movements. There's a whole range of actors within the community, the sports clubs, so trying to drama groups, etc. So I think there's a really exciting piece of work we can look there. As Councillor Lamb said, we used to do the big youth forums. Of course, the advantage with schools is that actually almost every young person, well, let's be more ambitious, every young person is registered with a school. So the plus with doing something school-based is that you are speaking to a very, very large number of the young people within the community. I think if we could look at trying to do some of the youth forums again, potentially, and actually task schools to try to bring the young people that wouldn't normally come. And schools know who those young people are. Sometimes it might be a good reason why they don't bring them, but that's a conversation for a different place. Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions on item 10 before I move on? No. Okay, thank you. Item 11.
Thank you, Chair. So this is just the annual Outer North East Community Committee report, which firstly seeks members to note the chair of the committee for 2023/2024 municipal year as Councillor Harrington, and that was agreed at the annual council meeting in May. Secondly, it provides the committee with an opportunity to review their schedule of appointments to outside bodies, champion roles, local care partnerships, housing advisory panels, clusters and the corporate parenting board. So details of the current schedule can be found at page 36 of the report at point 6. And members are asked to review their current names and appointments and also fill any vacancies should members wish to for the forthcoming year.
Thank you. I have had proposals for the vacancies of Councillor Norma Harrington for the HAP and Councillor Alan Lamb for community safety, environment and community safety. The other thing is under children's services, we have this discussion every year. It never seems to change. I'm fairly certain that's supposed to be Councillor Ryan Stevenson as the children's services champion. We did change it last year, but it's still kept coming back to me. It's like it's the boomerang. Not that I don't want to be our champion, but particularly with my new role, it's not always the ideal. Is that okay with you, Councillor Stevenson? You can say no.
Yes.
Anything else on this item? Can do. All in favour? Thank you. Against? Abstentions? Thank you. Moving on. Item 12, update report. Carl.
Thank you, Chair. So in agreement with the Chair, I will take this report as read. So the only thing that I need to have a conversation with the committee is in relation to the subgroup. I'm aware that currently the Outer North East has one subgroup, which is the environmental subgroup. So if the committee would like to operate the same arrangements as the last municipal year, we just need to appoint those representatives to that subgroup.
That would be Councillor Lamb as the environmental.
Chair, I propose that it's Councillor Buckley, Firth and Lamb for the year, and we'll carry on as we did last year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. And can I just reiterate that I know we've done the Children and Families Champion is Councillor R. Stevenson, spelt slightly differently to D. Kerwin. Thank you.
We'll get that updated, Chair.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Any questions on this item?
On page 58 at 57, there's reference to this housing Leeds and a survey that can be carried out online. What progress has been made on this? Can we be told?
We get an update circulated from officers, please.
Yeah.
Any questions? Comments, queries, observations? Oh, okay, thank you very much. Item number 13. Date and time of next meeting, Monday, the 18th of September at 5:30 p.m. when hopefully Councillor Harrington will resume her rightful place. Thank you all very much indeed. Have a good evening.